Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Without a doubt. Yo, what's up going on, y'all? Hump day. And we're gonna break it down. I said, Yo, son 7-5. What's up with y'all? You know what we talking about? Coming back to bite you on or in the Yeah. So tonight, y'all, yo, we talking about what? We talking about when it comes back. Yeah, when it comes back. Yeah, when it comes back. Yeah. You know, you might do something out there, taking a chance. You never know how it's going to go down. You know what I mean? But this is the life that we have to live. And hopefully it's mostly positive. My name is Son 752. And I always come through tonight, starting at 2. Son, what? Yo, Carla, what's going on, ma? It's good to see you, for real. So, we got a nice little topic tonight. Nice little topic. We talking about when come back and bite you in the ass. Hey, out here in this world, you're going to take chances on something at some point. And sometimes it's going to work out just fine. And other times, that thing is going it's going to go down, crash landed, going down in flames. Nonetheless, we do the best we can. What up, Crash? What up, Crash? Yeah. Come back and bite us in the ass. So, you know, it's like when the best laid plans go awry. Best laid plans go awry, baby. Yeah, I thought it was gonna go good, but it didn't. No kidding. Got caught out there. It's like sometimes you get the bear. Sometimes you get the bear. Sometimes the bear gets you. Yo, it's now. It's on you. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Yeah, rock it out. Yo, make sure that we turn it out. Son, yo, hit that like button, y'all. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Don't be stingy. It's been a rough day. It has. It's been a rough day. You know what I'm saying? Show a little love. Show a little love. Hitting the like button ain't gonna hurt nothing. It ain't gonna hurt nothing. It ain't gonna hurt your ego. We ain't gonna crush nothing. I'm here to just do a little something. You don't have to spend your time fronting. Yo, still gonna be out here blunting. Yo, when we rock, we make sure that we stay off TikTok. Yeah, that's my word, yo. Yo, Cheryl Halsey, always saucy. I mean that in a good way. What's up, ma? It's good to see you. Word. Yeah. Coming back to bite you. Yo, they didn't invite you. Coming back to bite. You know when it ain't right. Let's get it poppy, y'all. Yeah. Let's get this thing rocking. Don't forget to hit the like button, y'all. Yo, check out that poll question too. Make sure y'all understand what we're going to be talking about tonight. Coming back to bite you in your ass. Man, if I had a nickel for every time I did something, thinking it was the right thing to do, turns out, wind up coming back to bite me in my ass. Yeah, I went down when the flames fast. Yo, the good times that I thought was gonna last. Yeah, nowadays I have to just pass. Yes. Shit. Urban Therapy with Sun 752 with this your daily. It's the daily go-getter-mism show. You think it ain't when it is? You think it won't when it wins? We are here and we are in motion. We do this thing, taking all fast lane, no coasting, and everything is gonna be all right. We talking about coming back to bite you in your ass tonight. When something comes back to bite you in the ass, it's like when you did something, you know, it's not always when you have done something sinister. You may have tried to do something nice for somebody who didn't deserve something nice to be done for them, and it wind up coming back to bite you in the ass. It happens every day. For some of y'all, it might have happened today. It might have certainly happened last week, maybe yesterday. Well, you know, you hardly ever forget when something comes back and bites you in the ass, because it's the reason why we say that it came back to bite you in the ass is because it wasn't the expected result. It wasn't expected, you know, in a comedic sense. Let's say you was talking shit to somebody on the internet. You was talking mad shit. Like, yo, get out my face with all that old crazy stuff. I'll whoop your ass. I'll do this. I'll do that. And come to find out they live right there in your own city. They're like, all right, well, meet me on such and such since you got so much mouth. Yeah, it came back to bite you in the ass. All those wolf tickets you were selling came back to bite you in the ass with the quickness. With the quickness. My brother Bryce is in the house. What's good, my dude? What's good? What's good? Always good to see you. Always good to see you. No exceptions to that. No exceptions to that. Yeah, when it comes back to bite you in the ass. You did what my dad used to say. My dad used to always say, no good deed will go unpunished. No good deed will go unpunished. In other words, you do something nice for somebody and they basically beat you up for doing something nice. You wind up paying the price for trying to be nice. You wind up in a bunch of mess for treating them the best. It happens. It happens. And these are just one of those, these are some of those life situations that we just got to deal with. You know what I'm saying? We got to deal with them. We got to deal with these life situations. So, you know, when it comes back to bite you in the ass, now that's not to say that you never did no dirt. When you do dirt, it don't come back to bite you in the ass. You know, we say good guys finish last, and we say people who are always doing the bad shit, doing the crazy shit, the evil shit, the ratchet shit, the underhanded shit. It seems like they get away with it forever, for years and years and years, and nothing ever comes back to bite them in the ass. It's not true. It's not true. It's just like karma. You know how they say, you know, if you try to exact karma on somebody, or if you try to wait for karma to come in and befall somebody, you're not going to see that. It's not meant for you to see it. It's their karma, not your witnessing. Once you understand that a little bit more, then you realize, like, look, let me just take care of my own self. Let me take care of my own situations. Let me make sure that the bad karma don't come and get me. Make sure the bad karma don't come and get me, baby. All right, so. So you've been out for a while. This training has been putting me to bed early. Hey, man, ain't nothing wrong. I got a good night's sleep last night, and I'm trying to duplicate it tonight. For real. I got a good night's sleep last night. I want to see it again. I want to see it again. I need to see it again. I'm going to see it again. I'm going to make it happen again and again and again, again and again and again and again, again and again and again and again and again and again. Yeah, coming back to bite you in the ass. When was the last time something you did came back to bite you in the ass? Look, man, you might have done. I'm telling you, it doesn't have to always be something bad. You could do something early. Like, let's see, what could you do early and find out that it came back to bite you in the ass because you should have waited? You went out. The holidays just passed. It ain't been that far. It ain't been that long ago. Just a month before last, right? The holidays came. Let's say you did all your Christmas shopping mad early. Get it out of the way. Avoid all of the crowds. But you missed all the sales. So the money that you could have really saved, whether it was on everything or a particular item, you know what I mean? It might have came back to bite you in the ass. Like your due diligence, trying to make sure that you beat the crowd, get everything out of the way, avoid all of the traffic and all of the things that make the holidays bad. Might have still cost you a lot of money. You ever buy something? Trying to, because you really, really wanted it? So maybe you overpaid for it? I don't know a worse feeling in the world for me than overpaying for something and finding out that you overpaid from somebody else who paid way less than you. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you got to do, I don't know, 81-inch TV. Like, yeah, how much you pay for it? OLED? If y'all know anything about screen resolution, OLED is expensive, and OLED is that real crystal clear 4K, 8K type of thing. So you might have went out and bought the OLED TV early. Yeah. Let's say you spent $2,000 on an 80-inch. $2,500. $2,900. 80-inch. OLED. Samsung. Crystal clear. Smart TV. Real good. You spent $2,900 on that TV. You saw that TV after Black Friday or whatever the case may be. $1,700. $1,200 less than you spent. Like $1,700. And it might have been $1,700 not even on sale. They just dropped the price. Yo. Like, why y'all gonna do me like that? Came back to bite you in the ass. You know what I mean? Moving too fast came back to bite you in the ass. I said, moving too fast came back to bite you in the ass. Bryce said, giving X another chance, knowing damn well should have kept calling. I should have kept calling me from different numbers. I should have. Wait. Knowing damn well I shouldn't. She kept calling me from different numbers. Yep. Clear case. Getting back with an ex. One thing about getting back with an ex is that you will be quickly reminded of how come y'all broke up. Because sometimes you miss people. You know what I mean? Especially if a little bit of time is going by, you get to reminiscing like, yo, shit was good when we was together. You know what I mean? She used to take care of me. She was a good joint. I was the one that messed up. You only remember you messing up? Okay. I mean, you might have been messing up, but that might not have been the only reason. But you will get reminded early. Like, if you've ever had a situation with somebody where y'all really didn't get along, y'all might have been physically and sexually really attracted to each other, but y'all really just couldn't talk to each other. Y'all wasn't good. I used to mess with this chick. We couldn't get along on the phone. Telephone conversations was ass. They was terrible. We used to be bickering over, like we didn't see eye to eye. Our conversation wasn't good. It wasn't a good look. It wasn't a good match. But when we was together, we was good. When we were together, we was good. And I found out why later. We couldn't get along over the phone because she could only have good interaction when you were face to face. But we couldn't be face to face every day. It wasn't possible. So what the thing that made us stop messing around with each other was bad phone calls. Like, you wind up banging on like, yo, this joint tripping. Fuck out it. Red button on your ass. But those are the kind of things you forget. Like, damn, why did we stop messing? Like, because she was fine. Big, juicy. Like, ooh. Fat old, big fatty. In the middle? She make most men forget about a whole lot of shit. But shorty was toxic. She was toxic as hell. She was toxic. Oh, you say, yes, this girl was confrontational. JJ, what's good? What up, my dude? Said play us something. Yeah, you came a little late. I played on the intro, but I'm gonna play you a little something. Yeah. So yeah, getting back with an ex. At first, everything seemed cool. But as soon as y'all start getting like really like starting to talk to each other, be around, then like a little something that will happen that used to happen all the time. You'd be like, God damn it. But I'll tell you a real way that getting back with an ex can come back to bite you in the ass. You get back with an ex and she get pregnant. God damn it, I said, 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 what the? God damn it, God damn. And if it's really toxic, it could have been a chick that used to be faking pregnancies every time you was starting to get away from her. Every time she started to think that she was going to lose you, she would fake a pregnancy. Fake a pregnancy, fake abortion, fake a miscarriage, fake. But this time, she pregnant for real. Yeah, real toxic shit. Nasty shit. Yeah, unfortunately, I've had the displeasure of some real nasty, like, faking pregnancies. I had a chick that faked cancer. Like, who does that? You faked cancer? You fake like... Come on, man. That's like if your parents are still living and you told somebody your parents was dead. You don't want to call that into your space. That ain't cool. That's not a good idea. Don't nobody want to do that. People do it. She faked cancer. Said she had cancer. I was like, You said, how are you old and still behaving this way? Well, it's going to get a lot worse. If you think I'm behaving bad now, you ain't seen shit. But I'll invite you to, y'all know what I'm about to say, right? I'm going to invite you to eat a dick, eat an AIDS dick. Now, not mine, because I don't have AIDS. And I don't think anybody else in the chat has AIDS, but I'm going to wish AIDS on you. HIV for you, not HIV positive. I want full blown AIDS. So you can eat a full blown AIDS dick. Now I don't know if a dick that has full blown AIDS actually looks like it, because I don't think AIDS has a particular look. But I hope that you get that. Now back to our regularly scheduled program. Fuck you. All right, now here we go. Okay. Bryce says, oh, no, not pregnant. Now, you know how many. Now, that can happen to a female or a male. Now, because a lot of women was like, yo, you know what I mean? On a drunk night, my ex came back over and, and, well, no. What they usually say is, that's how my last child was born. Got back with my ex and that goddamn Bacardi 151. He came over. He know that every time I drink, I get a little horny. So what did he used to do? He used to come over acting like he was just trying to see the kids, and he would pour me a little something. And now. Yeah, like that. So, Mariah Jenkins, what's good? What's good, man? You know what I mean? How you feeling? How you feeling? So we good. And Marshall Bell, what's good? All right, so this is what we gonna do. One time. So I'm going to put the drums away, and then we're going to have this conversation the right way. So here we are, putting the drums away. Here I put away one drum put away. Make sure y'all hit the like button, man. Y'all little light on likes. Y'all little light on likes, please. Please replenish those likes. This show is talking about coming back to bite you in the ass. Certain things that we do, it's not always when you're trying to get over. You can do something nice for somebody, and it can wind up coming back to bite you in the ass. You know? Oh man, we gonna have some fun tonight. Because now, when I first wrote up this show, I was like, I don't know about this, because I'm not really thinking about a lot of scenarios. Now I am. Now I'm recalling shit like, I guess you could say I've lived a life of things coming back to bite me in the ass. You know what I'm saying? But there's some obvious things. There's some national or international things that people have done that we may all know about. Like, you look at Trump and these Epstein files. Now, I'm not even going to say that what he did actually came to bite him in the ass, but he campaigned on this. And I think he campaigned on this trying to get ahead of it. Like, what I'll do is I'll get ahead of this thing and act like I want to bring the files out, and then I can take control of it. And when I start doing this other shit, they won't even be thinking about these Epstein files. How'd that work out? You campaigned on this shit and people voted for you because you was supposed to drain the swamp. Now you looking like the swamp. All kind of water moccasins, crazy mosquitoes, eels, you know what I mean? Catfish and all of that shit is in this swamp. It's nasty, son. That shit nasty. This not the kind of water you would want to drink. Can't purify it. But he thought yeah, I'll campaign on this shit. You know what I'm saying? Then won't nobody be worried about that shit. You know how I do. My followers, my supporters, my supporters they do what I say. That shit is coming back to bite him in the ass at every turn. Don't nobody want to talk about nothing but except for the Epstein files. He can't stop the reporters from asking him questions. Even Fox is like, nah. Nah, son. You ain't gonna be able to start a war and distract from this. You ain't gonna be able to fuck up the economy even further and get rid of this. We wanna know. Cause you in these Elon Musk. Elon Musk, he's like, no. Now to drop the big bomb. Trump is in the Epstein files. That's why they haven't been released. He in the motherfucking Epstein files too. Begging to go to the island. Come on, man. You know I'm rich. You know I got all the money. Let me go to the island. I got to get on that island. Yo. Brown Eyes, what's good? What's good? How you feeling, bot? You know what I mean? Yeah. All of this shit coming back to bite him in the ass. It's coming back to bite him in the ass. This is what it is. Carla says, dang, son, you had that effect on the ex. She fake can't. Yeah, man. I was, you know, one thing I've learned in life is that when some people want something or they have really bad separation issues, you don't always know who you fucking with. You know, that's why sometimes when you be trying to let somebody off, cut somebody off or out of your life the soft way, sometimes you can't do it that way. Sometimes you got to give it a hard cutoff. Hard cutoff. Yo, get the fuck out of here. We done. Block them from everything and get on up out of there. Because those little doors you keep open, like, yo, you know what I mean? Listen, it didn't work out between us, but, I still, listen, if you need me for anything, just let me know. We good. You know what I'm saying? You a good person. You a good mom. You a good woman. You just not, the woman for me. They ain't trying to hear that shit. They like, shit. You said that I was a good woman, right? You said that you would help me with some things, right? You have left the door. You left the door cracked, and they can see the light. And they gonna make sure they take advantage of that shit. So sometimes you gotta do the hard cutoff, baby. Can't do it the soft way. Tiger Dust, what's good? Tiger Dust says, so Elon was begging to go. Yo, you ain't know? Google that shit. Yeah, he all in the Epstein files too. A lot of them motherfuckers in it. Yo, that Trump cabinet, most of them motherfuckers is in Epstein. Most of them. That shit crazy, son. Harold Lutnick, what's his name? Harold Nutlick? I mean, Lutnick. Nutlick. No, Lutnick, right? Harold Lutnick. He talking about, I ain't had nothing to do with no Epstein, but that nigga took his whole family to the island. He took his whole family to the island. And Epstein was asking, what are the ages of his kids? Yo, this shit wild. It's wild, son. This shit wild. Oh, what's your story? What's your story, son? You said, the girl I lost my virginity to was 26 and I was 16. She gave me a yeast infection. And when I brought it to her, she said, oh yeah, I get those all the time. Didn't even inform me. That sounded like it came to bite you in the dick. How do you, a male yeast infection? I thought that was jock itch. Like, you can't treat it. I don't know. That, let me just say this. I'm glad you got through that, my brother. Funky, dirty, nasty. But she don't have to be dirty or nasty to get a yeast infection. But I understand your pain. I do. She ain't know she had a. I'm good. All right. I thought that was the itchy yowie. You know what I mean? Woo! You said she was funky though. That's what my dad used to say. Yeah, he was trying to get some pussy, wound up getting fucked. All right, so let me go ahead and take my seat over here. Here's the seat. Yep, seat coming on through. The seat. There go the seat. Yep. Now here goes me. What up? Coming back to bite you in the ass, baby. Coming back to bite you in the ass. Yeah, I feel you, Bryce, man. And you was a young boy, too. Yeah. Tiger does it. Nah, it ain't just her. She gave it to yeah. Okay. So yeah. Coming back to bite you in the ass. Coming back to bite you in the ass. Now, we just had we had an example of people trying to do dirt and then coming back to biting them in the ass. Like I said, these Epstein files, it's coming back to bite them in the ass. You know what I mean? You do dirt long enough, it's going to come back to bite you in the ass. But from other people's perspective, it looks like they just getting away with shit forever. Forever. Marvina Bigby, what's going on? How you feeling, Ma? Good to see you. 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 But yeah, coming back to bite you in the... Who within the sound of my voice has been through this? You went to college, didn't finish, had a student loan, didn't pay it back, didn't think about it, wasn't a big deal. Started working, tax time came around. Filed your taxes, just knew you was getting some good money back. You just knew you was getting some good money back on your taxes, didn't you? How'd that turn out? Yo, one time if you've ever lost your taxes to student loans, 2 times if you've ever had your wages garnished and lost your tax return. I'm number 2. And I thought that once they start garnishing your wages, they couldn't take your tax return. Like, you already getting paid. That's a payment plan. Y'all garnishing my wages. It don't work that way. They was garnishing my wages. I filed my tax return. They grabbed that too. I was like, what the fuck? Y'all got me on a payment plan. I should be out of default. They was like, that wasn't a voluntary payment plan. We had to garnish your wages. I was like, but, so y'all taking all the money. It was like, you still owe a lot more. We won't be garnishing you for a minute. Them paychecks used to be looking bad. Hey, yo. Now imagine your regular taxes being taken out, and then they taking another 15% for student loan. And because my student loan was mad defaulted, now all that shit paid off now. But yeah, came back to bite me in the ass. Not handling my business. Now I graduated though. I just didn't pay the loan. So at least I did get my degree. But damn. Yeah, I took that hit. Tiger just said, sent you a bill. Word. Oh shit, Brown Eye says, ooh, I was going to buy a new living room set. They snatched that 6,000 so fast. I was 6,000. Oh God. Oh my God. Yo, you be in the crib cussing, screaming. Ain't shit you can do. There's no negotiation. They somewhere in some office like, and the money don't go to them personally. They don't give a fuck. Yeah, see? You didn't pay your student loan, see? And we came and snatched that shit, see? Got your ass. Woo! Came back to bite you in the ass hard. Hard body, baby. Hold on, this colon ream is red. And it's looking dangerous to me. It's looking like it might want to spread some blood love. All right, we good. But yeah. Damn, Brown Eyes. I'm sorry. Yo, 6. If I knew I was getting back 6,000, I've never gotten back nowhere near that much. You know what I mean? Nowhere near that much. Because I was never able to claim no kids on mine. Get no kids. But anyway, I can imagine what my plans would have been if I thought I was getting back some 6,000. If I thought I was getting back some 6,000, I would have been like planning on like I'm gonna get a Lamborghini with this 6K. You know, niggas be losing their mind over a tax return. They be thinking they gonna change the world. I'm gonna end hunger as soon as I get my taxes. I'm gonna end hunger, poverty, African famine. As soon as I get my taxes. Watch. Soon as I get paid, I'll change the world for you. Soon as I get the cash, I'm gonna do. All right. Yeah. Brown Eye says, I'm so glad that shit is over with. Fuck student loans. And the funny thing is, everybody be telling you, yo, pay your student loans because they'll get your tax return. You be like, man, whatever, man. Ain't nobody, they ain't worried about me. They ain't worried about me. They ain't worried about me. They ain't worried about you no more. Because they got that student loan. I mean, they got that tax return. When they garnish the wages, like, damn, you called up my job and they gotta do that? I was mad at my job with the HR, like, yo, get me in touch with payroll. Let student loan garnish my wages. I work for this money. That's my money. That's our money. What money? Right, says Carl, I had the set picked out. I know you did. I know you did. Yo, that shit is ill. JJ says, I paid that crap, had my check garnished over someone else's taxes, got arrested on 28 counts of tax fraud, and it belonged to the person from whom I bought a business. Judge lit up the agent. Oh, so y'all really understand this concept of something coming back to bite you in the... Okay, I thought I was going to have to over-explain it. Y'all about to explain it to me. As a matter of fact, anybody want to turn their camera on? You know, if you could. You know what I mean? Like, get on cam. Fuck this shit. Yeah, that's a good place to start. Student loan. Garnishment. Taking the taxes. And I've known so many people that shit happened to. So many people. Having your wages garnished, that's just a violation. That's just like, how you gonna take I'm working for this money actively. How can it be legal for you to do it? And you gotta watch out, because certain credit cards that you take out, they can garnish your wages if you don't pay them. So you gotta really be reading some of that fine print. You know, when you get a credit card, they give you this whole thick little pamphlet of the regulations and the stipulations and all of that. Nobody reads that shit. We read how much the credit limit is and how much the APR is. We don't be reading the rest of that shit. But the rest of that shit that's the real business. That's the real business. Stay woke. JJ says, but I know people who have owed student loans for 40 years and never paid 1 cent. I have to say, I don't know those people. They popped but there is a way to prevent all of that. See, when you don't keep in touch with them, you don't make no agreements with them. The people who keep from getting their wages garnished and their tax return taken is they make a payment plan. And every year around tax time, they even if they default, they get on another payment plan. You only get your wages garnished or your tax return taken is if you try to duck them. You want to duck them and dodge? All right. You got to keep the lines of communication open. It will only help you in the long run. Other than that, it will come back to bite you in the ass. Bite you in the ass. It bit you in the ass, yo. Maria Ramirez, Señorita Ramirez, the Señorita Ramirez, the Señorita Ramirez. What's going on? ¿Cómo estás, ma? ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo está? ¿Cómo está? ¿Cómo está? Now that says exactly. Student loans are so disrespectful. They don't give a fuck what you got going on. I was happy when they said I don't have to pay anymore. The rest is forgiven. I framed that letter. God is good all the time. God is good all the time, baby. God is, sheesh. Lordy. JJ says, yeah, brown eyes, I can't get by with shit. It do be seeming like that sometimes, right? What up, Shell? What up, Shell? What's good, my dude? What's good? What's good? Brown Eye says, I know folks that will forever be career students. Before time, they take out more aid and go back to school. They said they are never paying it back. I'm too scared to do that. I don't mess around. I know people who have done that. And they also go into teaching professions and stuff like that where they can get loan forgiveness, student loan forgiveness, shit like that. I'm like, a plan is a plan, baby. A plan is a plan, baby. You gotta rock this at the drop of a dime, baby. Shit, son filed on the first. Give me my money. That's right. And all the time, God is good. Thank you, Brown Eye. Thank you. Good looking out, Señorita Ramirez. Good looking out, Señorita. But yeah, coming back to bite you in the ass. So what we got? Student loans, getting back with your ex. And for those of y'all who wasn't here or wasn't listening, we was talking about how you get back with your ex and wind up either getting pregnant or getting her pregnant. Like, I just wanted to hit one more time. I didn't want a reason to have to deal with her for another 18 years. Yeah. JJ says, I know at least half a dozen people who just got their loans every year and dropped out of school. They use that money to live without. And because of that, that's why they changed the way it's dispersed. That's why the school gets the money now. You don't get to touch shit. What you gonna do? Withdraw on the first day? Yo, I need all that money back. I need all that money. Go to school that first day and withdraw. Like, yo, how much money do I get back if I withdraw today? I ain't sat in a class yet. I can't start school. I gotta go out of town. I'm gonna be gone for 4 months. Oh shit, Brown Eye says, I don't fuck around with the PPA either. They made a believer out of me, booted and towed my car 2 days before Thanksgiving one year. That $1,800 hurt. Wasn't no turkey that year. Yeah, it was a turkey. You was the turkey. Turkey brown eyes. Turkey brown eyes. You had to pay for that towing. Turkey brown eyes. You had boo. Turkey brown eyes. Turkey brown eyes. You gotta stop messing with PPA. Turkey brown eyes. You know they gotta show. That's why they're taking your car. They're taking your car. They're taking your car. Turkey, by the way, PPA is the Philadelphia Parking Authority. Y'all may have seen their work on that show, Parking Wars. Yeah, it's that bad. It's that bad. It's as bad as the TV show made it seem, and worse. And worse. Man. Yeah, Shell says, son, I take the 4 train car my ass. Listen. Everywhere in New York City. And even if I lived in New York, I'm still having a car. I don't care if I live in Fort Greene project. I'm gonna have a car outside the project. And none of y'all better not sit on my shit. Turkey brown eyes. That's 'cause they're taking your car. All right. Woo! Okay. Coming back to bite you on the ass. Make sure y'all hit that like button, y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button. We doing all right. But I know we can do a little better. We doing all right, but I know we can do a little better. We can do a little better. Says sing a song with Hazel Eye in it. What's that? What's that? What's that? What's that? But yeah, coming back to bite you in the ass. A lot of things, you know, setting yourself up decent for the future. Sometimes that shit come back to bite you in the ass. Telling somebody a secret. Telling somebody you said brown eyes. But that was brown eyes who oh, okay. Okay. So I'm gonna assume that you have hazel eyes. No? Yes? See? Ojos, hazel, ojos. Okay, all right, I got you there. I get it. JJ says, oh, hell no, I can't stand to come back and have some food propped up on my Mercedes or Corvette. Get a little sensitive. Hey, come on, man, that shit ain't cool. And you know, these ain't like the cars back in the 70s and before, where you could sit on a car and the car was made of steel and you wouldn't dent a car. Now, a bird land on your hood. It might dent that shit. You might have to break out the Bondo. Sand that shit down, man. Put that Bondo on there, man. You gotta get it painted. Uh-oh, better get Mako. Yo, I'm not singing though. I'm not singing. Yo, we gotta move on with the show. We must move on with the show. We must. Let's. Okay, hazel brown eyes. Hazel brown eyes. They taking your car away. Hazel. Yo, y'all get. Man, listen. JJ says no one has aluminum fenders and in the hood and the other is fiber. I'm trying to tell you. I'm just saying. But yeah. Setting yourself up for the future can sometimes come back to bite you in the ass. Trusting the wrong person. And you don't always have to trust them with your money. Sometimes you trust somebody with information. It could be an ex. It could be a friend. Or let's say a scenario like this. You know, when me and my dad was doing mad real estate, sometimes we would buy houses in cash. So, you know, when you buy a house in cash, sometimes you don't complete the process all the way. And there were times when we would already rehab the crib and we're collecting rent. But there was this one time that the lady died. Like, we gave her the cash for the crib took possession, already had tenants in the crib, was getting rent. But the lady died and we never got the deed transferred over. And she owed a water bill. And we could not pay that water bill. She was not alive. And she didn't have any next of kin that could help us, be able to pay. So we had this house that we paid for and that nobody was challenging us about, but we couldn't take possession. We couldn't get the deed transferred over. Came back to bite us in the ass. So the money that we got, whatever happened to the house? I remember the address, 3101 Huntington. No. Huntington went this way. It was on 31st Street. What was it? Something. It wasn't 3101 31st Street. It was like 20. Anyway, right on the corner of 31st and Huntington. No, if y'all know North Philly, so Stanley Street and Corley's, Stanley. Yeah, came back to bite us in the ass. So we got a quick sale. Wasn't nothing we could do with it. We got it for a good price. We didn't know the lady was going to. We ain't know she was going to pass. Tell no one anything you don't want repeated. Oh God. Mm-hmm. Say it again for the people in the back. Say it for the ones that's listening outside. Say it for the ones that got earplugs in, earbuds in, headphones on. Say it for the ones that came in late and didn't hear the beginning. Don't tell anybody anything that you don't want repeated. But that's a lot harder to do in practice than it is to say it. It's not as easy as it sounds. But I get it. I do. I totally get it. JJ says, that's bad. I've had to pay water bills and city taxes to get certificates of occupancy from the town because the previous owner owed money. The worst was around $4,500 after legal fees. Yeah. People got liens on the property and all of that kind of shit. Now, see, if you said that you would take care of all closing costs, no problem. We would have paid the water bill. We could not pay it. They wouldn't allow us to pay it. We're like, what kind of shit is this? Couldn't pay it. Now we got the water on because I'm me. But it wasn't on exactly legally because I'm me. So it's all. Wait a minute. Okay. JJ says it's always your people who rat you out or spill the beans. Yeah, it is. It is. It is. It is. It is, man. It most certainly is. It's always the people that are close to you or closest to you. One thing I haven't seen in a while is people on the internet, people on social media dogging they people out telling all they shit. That's why you got herpes. That's why your sister was fucking your man. That's why your son is really your nephew. Your brother can tell you why. That's why your mom's beard is thicker than your dad's. And that's just the ratchet part. You ever have somebody rat you out by mistake? You ever have somebody think that they're bigging you up, think that they're promoting you, think that they're bragging on you, and they really fucking your shit up? Anybody here, now Brown Eyes, I know you had your car towed before from by PPA, booted and towed, impounded. And I'm glad you got past that. Anybody here ever get a car repossessed? Because if you think it feels bad to get your car booted and towed off of tickets, the feeling of it being in the middle of the night and you hear beep, beep, beep. Look out and see somebody putting a hook on your car. And they ain't trying to hear, oh no, I just paid them, or I could pay them now, or they don't want to hear none of that shit. And they be down to fight or shoot or whatever, like repo men are disrespectful as hell. Now, don't get me wrong. I've never had a car repoed, but I've witnessed a few, and that shit gets nasty. That shit gets nasty, for real, for real. And it's all your fault. You didn't pay. You didn't pay him, and the bank came and got their shit. But yeah, now I've known people who have bought a car and went to a whole nother state. This is before the whole GPS thing. This is before the whole GPS thing. So this is back in the whole 90s. This was back in the 90s. I know my man lived down in North Carolina. He came up to Philly, owed money on his car. He was driving around like it wasn't shit. It was still registered down south. Well, he was up in Philly for a long time. A few years. Got a job in Philly. Had an address in Philly. You think you think they wasn't going, they followed his ass up here. It took a minute, but they got his shit. Now, was it? Not only did he not pay him, but he was trying to be slick. He figured, I moved to a whole nother state. They ain't gonna find this car. But you still gotta register the vehicle. Year after year after year. Now, I don't know if he just registered his vehicle in North Carolina, every year or whatever, but they found him. Bottom line. So when you fill out a loan, especially a car loan, and they ask you for 3 to 5 references, they're not looking for you to, they're not looking for somebody to co-sign that you'll pay for the car. Mm-mm. They're looking for the addresses of where you might hide the car. That's what that shit is about. They're looking for the addresses of where you might hide the car. And you know how I know? Because they go to those houses. You know, people be calling you like, yo, it was this. They knocked on my door last night, you know, asking, you know, if you were here or if your car was here. Yeah, it's like that, y'all. Woo! Sure, Halsey says, son, you had a water key too? I had a few of them. I had the one with the spoon. I had the regular one with the tea. Mm-hmm. And I knew how to get the lock off too. I knew how to get the lock off of the curb. So I mean, for a long time, I was doing that for people. I was like, look, they put the lock on, I take the lock off, turn your shit on, put the lock back on there. So when they look down in the hole, they be like, oh, okay, ain't nobody mess with it. And with the gas meter, I knew how to, let's just say, my people taught me well. Nigganomics all day, baby. Nigganomics all day. Afro-American engineering. All day. Okay. Tiger Dust says, just doing a job at the same time, though. Nah, that ain't my kind of job. I don't respect that shit. You right, they are just doing their jobs. There's some jobs that I just don't, that not only would I not do, but there's just some jobs that I don't respect. And that's high on my list. Brown says, I've had a car repossessed before, early in my career before I started making money. I don't have the money. I don't have the money to always pay. That shit was a hurt piece. All I could do was watch them take my shit. They don't even be wanting to let you get your stuff out of the car. Shit is crazy. Jay says most of the cars we repossessed were 8 to 12 months behind. Many never had a single payment made on them. I says, thank God my mom looked out, got it back for me. Thank God for that. Get up for work and car going. Didn't hear a damn thing. Oh, so we've been okay. I see what's happening here. Now I'm starting to understand why this platform attracts certain people. I'm getting it. Let's see here. Hey, yo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, what's going on?
You know, I'm calling in to speak to the legendary one. Never phony, the only real macaroni, the one and only son to the 7052. How you doing, sir?
Man, I'm feeling like a real man should. Everything good on this side.
And you blessed by the best with no stress on your chest, and you ain't taking no damn mess.
Thank you. Bars all day. Every day.
All day, man.
The right
all
way.
Day.
Mm-hmm.
I like the way you added to my bars.
Yeah, I mean, we writing. Yeah. Making sure it's exciting. But
what's going on, good brother?
Man, you know, we here talking about things coming back to bite you in the ass. So we was just talking about a car repo.
Ooh.
Car repossession. Lord. Man,
So what's that story about?
well, it never happened to me. That's the one thing I haven't had.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's the one thing. Now I know I was eligible before,
Yeah.
but it actually never happened to me. And yeah. But I know that
Look,
having your car repossessed, that shit is a
is someone
fucking.
coming to bite you in the ass somewhat similar to karma? Or
You could
it's not the same?
well, you could say that it's karma, but a lot of people associate karma with negativity. But there's good karma and there's bad karma. When something,
right.
but then again, when we talking about something coming back to bite you in the ass, you can be doing a good deed for somebody and it can come back to bite you in the ass. You do something good for somebody bad.
Mm-hmm. I knew very well when I gave that boy that money that he was gonna go and buy a bag of weed.
Let me tell y'all what happened one year. One year, Troy, you remember when I was doing comedy down 20th in Ridge Avenue, and this was around the second time. So this was like around 2006. Anyway, one person that was part of my crew, I got all of these Winter Circle Entertainment t-shirts printed up.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So I paid to get the t-shirts printed up, and I gave the chick the money. I think it was her people that that was printing them or something like that. Anyway, she worked for Vision Quest. Now, Vision Quest is an organization that works with troubled youth. You know, it's sort of like a group home, but not necessarily a group home. But they deal with you know, city and state funds, you know, to try to get these badass young boys. I mean, you know, I'm just cut to the chase. These badass young boys, you know what I mean, trying to get them back in line. So she worked for Vision Quest, and she left the money within the sight of one of her clients. One of the young cats. He stole the money. He stole the money from my fucking t-shirts. Now I'm looking at her like, what you gonna do?
I remember this stuff. I remember.
Cause I didn't, you know what I mean? He stole my money. He stole your money, which was my money.
Once it's stolen, it's your money. Now you owe me my money.
You know what I mean? Cause ain't a shirt been made. So, you know, it was really her, coming to bite her on the ass because she really trusted in these troubled youth. She really believed in them, and they showed her what she should believe in, because they stole the whole thing, and she know.
I'm still who I am.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still, well, you know what came and beat me in the ass. I got my comedy story. You already know about mine.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You know, live stream audience, I just want to give y'all a little small 5-minute synopsis of my story. You know, me and Sun 752, we was doing comedy for years. Matter of fact, we met in 2002 doing comedy. We developed this brotherhood. So, you know, Son would put me on shows with him. You know, either I'm getting paid or I'm not getting paid. I didn't really care because it was the stage work, and plus his son. You know what I mean? We just was busting it up through comedy. So my cousin had a connect with me to do a comedy show. Where was it at, son?
And no. In Allentown.
In Allentown, had a show to do in Allentown. So I had brought this other comedian on, his manager, and a comedian that was going to be the host. Now the other comedian was going to be the headliner. So what happened was my cousin was like, no, you're not going to let him, the headliner and his manager, run this. I gave you the connect. So you're going to be the connect, and you also want to be the one getting the connect fee. Because I never knew it was a fee for being the connect. So the headliner got mad. You know, the headliner was still going to get paid his money, but he got upset because I was getting the bulk of the money, not because I was the headliner. I was going to be the feature. Son was the opening act, and the other comedian, the other comedian was the host. But the headliner was mad, thinking I was getting the bulk of the money for comedy when I was still getting money underneath him. So when the show started, matter of fact, I'm going to show you how much of a person's son is. He already said when we was riding down there, Troy, you know it's going to be some shit. Remember that, son?
Vividly.
Yeah. Before you said, Troy, you know that the other two comedians is riding down together. I was like, well, for real? You said, I'm telling you, there's going to be some shit. I said, no, we see. So we got down there, and when the show started, the first comedian was hosting. You know, that was cool. Not the headliner, the one that was hosting. Then someone up there, he done his thing. Then I was supposed to be the next comedian. So what this comedian did was, instead of being the next comedian, instead of waiting to be a headliner, he became a feature. Not realizing that if you become the feature, then you have to give me some of that headliner money back. No. He went up there, he done the feature. I went up there and I headlined. And when I came off the stage, the part that bit me in the ass is that, number one, he wasn't giving me none of the headliner money back. And number two, he acted like he was tough and could fight because he knew people was going to pull him back. So, you know, it bit me in the ass. But I got this thing in me called rage and anger. So I start breaking all his DVDs, stomping on them in front of him. You know, but it still didn't deter him from biting me in the ass, because the next day, this is when, if everybody remember MySpace, say I remember MySpace in the live stream. This is when MySpace was out, and he disrespected me on MySpace. He even brought up my wife's name at the time. You know, so that's my bite me in the ass, because that tells you never to sit back and put somebody in a position where they can make money off the back of you, and yet and still they didn't respect you and don't show you no respect. You know what I mean? So, I mean, everything becomes, sometimes when things bite you in the head, it becomes a learning experience. But the scary part, it can also get you hurt, and it can be deadly. You know what I mean?
That's actually that's a good story and an accurate story of biting you in the ass. But that's business. It really hurts when you try to help somebody and it comes back to bite you in the ass. You know what I'm saying? Like for example, and I hate to use this example, but look at Alex Preddy.
Yeah.
Lost his life trying to help. Like, yo, don't do that lady like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and wind up losing his life. Yeah. That's whether you agree with either side or whatever. I mean, at the end of the day, he sure wasn't trying to hurt nobody.
Yes.
Lost his life. Now that's the ultimate, that's the ultimate, something coming back to bite you in the ass.
Yeah.
But I mean, you may have helped plenty of people and it came back to bite you in the ass. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like you, let's say you let somebody stay at your place. Because, they got kicked out of somewhere, whether they got evicted or kicked out, had a falling out with they lady or something like that, or they man, however it go, you let them stay at your crib. Now, a couple of things can happen while they staying at your crib. They can steal from you. You know what I mean? It's happened to plenty of people. You know what I mean? You put them up and they stealing from you. Them, or maybe they didn't come by themselves. Some people, you know, they come with kids.
Right.
And or either that, or you let them come stay with you and they drive up all your bills like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they get on their feet and it's time for them to contribute, then they just break out on your ass.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I had one of them too. I had one of them stories too. You know, my people. You know, when we had a situation. My people's father had a situation, and he wound up coming to stay with us. You know, he ain't had no money to buy cigarettes, and you know, I don't really if I gotta assist you in your habit, then I shouldn't have to do that. But you know, out of respect for the missus, you do that for the father. So, you know, buy Lucy's, buy packs of cigarettes, take them out to the comedy show with me, and you know, give him a couple dollars to enjoy yourself, buy him drinks when he out at the bar. And then when my coins start coining and my money start moneying, he got upset because I didn't buy him a car. So, you know, at the end of the day, we already put a roof over his head and made him comfortable, and he didn't have to put money, he had to spend no money in the house. He had his own room, you know. So, I mean, you turn back around, and after that, he found the female around the way, and he moved in with her. You know, the part of biting us and biting me in the ass, it had nothing to, you know, the respect that you didn't show my people, your daughter, is what hurt me the most by not saying thank you, I appreciate you. You know, you was so upset at me that you thought, matter of fact, you wasn't so upset at me, you was upset at both of us, because both of us told you hell no. You know, and then we turn back around. In our mind, we should have just not even let them come stay. So that's another ultimate bite you in the ass moment.
It is. I mean, listen, man, you know, it can discourage you from helping people when they down or when they needy. I know. Yeah. I look at you know, people in need a whole different way because of the shit that we've been through. You know, like okay, coming from the real estate side, there used to be tenants who were desperate. They might have had all the money on them, the 2 months security, 1 month's rent. But we'd be like, well, we not finished fixing up the place. Nah, but you know, I've been to the place, it's cool. You know what I mean? Y'all can finish fixing it up while we there. Like, but nah, I mean, because, you know, we don't want you to move into a place like that. But Mr. McIntyre, I really need this place. Please.
Right.
All right. Let them move in. Finish fixing up the place while they in there. But when we try to get in there to fix the place up, then they not home. You know what I mean? We can't get in. We don't want to go in without their permission and all of that kind of shit. Well, the next month they don't pay. And then the next month they don't pay.
Right.
And then when we take them to court, 4 to 6 months later, oh, you weren't nothing but a slumlord anyway. You made us move into this place, this fucked up place, and they got pictures and all of this shit. And we like, the pictures are authentic. It's just that the story is fucked up. Well, you wanted to move into the place before we could get finished. What we should have did was get that in writing. The place is not complete. You agreed to move in and let us finish completing, moving. Fixing up the place while you were after you took entry. We should have had him sign that. Didn't do it. Being nice.
Right.
So sometimes a year later, we wasn't able to get him out of there.
Mm-hmm.
They played the game. So, yeah, it's one of those things. Hold on. Brown Eye says, I let my sister move in with me. I shouldn't have done that, but she's my sister, and I don't want to see her out in the streets. One of the worst things I could have done, man. Listen, when you know somebody isn't good for you to live with, but they desperate, and you try to rationalize in your heart of hearts and in your mind that, well, no, this will only be a temporary situation. I know what time it is. I'm going to play this a certain kind of way and it'll be fine. It won't be. It won't be fine. The reason you ain't want them to stay with you is because they a snake. You know it. That's the reason they ain't got no place to stay now. That's the real reason. It ain't because motherfuckers down on their luck. It's because they fuck everybody that help them. And now you're fucked too. So burning bridges, ain't nothing but burning bridges in they history.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they can't never go back to nobody. Bridge burnt, torched,
incinerated.
Mm-hmm.
I'm serious, man.
Yeah, man. I was I was talking to somebody at work today at this current job, and I was talking about my last job, not my very last job, but almost my very last job, and I was saying how although I could go back to that place if I needed a job, like I would never do that. I would never go back there because they just didn't play right. And when you and it really hurts when you play correctly and you're protecting somebody's assets and shit like that, and they just fuck you all over. Like, you start thinking like, yo, I shouldn't have looked out. Now, I can't say I didn't get paid. I got paid.
Right.
But in the long run, it cost me some emotion. It caused the emotional damage. Like, look at this shit. And when things start to chip away, see, this is one of the things that things coming back to bite you in the ass does. It chips away at your belief system. It chips away at your trust. It chips away at your ability to give people a chance or a fair shot, a fair shake. Be like, nah, fuck it. You get it on your own. I had to get mine on my own. And it's not like you want to be that way, but they turn you into it. They turn you into it. And it's a protective mechanism. You get the feeling like, yeah, I better be this way or else. Because the alternative is unacceptable. Brown Eye says, real shit. 3 months turned into a year. A long year. Oh my God. My dad used to always say, when something was on short term, he used to be like, hell, you can hold your breath that long. I'm like,
that's the truth.
I'm like, nowadays motherfuckers got mad respiratory problems. They ain't holding their breath for longer than 30 seconds. And I can prove it. Let's do this. I want to do this little exercise and I don't want y'all to cheat. Let me see if y'all can hold y'all breath for a minute. 60 seconds. Now, if you can't do it, you can't do it. But don't come on here lying like I did it. Got the timer here. Oh, hold on. Got the little stopwatch. Now, this is what I'm going to give y'all the best way to do it. You never want to hold your breath on an exhale. Don't breathe all the way out and be like, and then hold your breath. You don't want to do that. You want to get a big inhale. That way you are you getting the oxygen in there. And let's just see. Let me see if y'all can do it for. I'm going to do it too. Let's see if y'all can hold y'all breath for 1 minute. 60 seconds. Let's go. At the count of 3. Oh, shit. 1, 2, 3. Wait a minute. Wait. Because I didn't get my inhale. Let me do my inhale. All right. Who did it? Did you do it, Troy?
Oh, no, you had me at 25, bro.
25. All right. I did. I made the minute. I made the minute. All right. But yeah. Now, you got to understand, I run every day. I run in place like 25 minutes a day. So, you know what I mean? My nowadays, my air is pretty good. Peace, Shell. Thanks for coming through. My air is pretty good. But yeah, so holding your breath, 30 seconds for some, 45 seconds, 15 seconds for some. Like if you nervous or you anxious, 15 seconds is going to seem like a fucking lifetime. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now, imagine how long frustration seems when somebody is shitting on you. You know, when you at work and you don't want to go home because they are making your home life unbearable.
When you pull up in the car and just sit in the car for a while.
You ever been like feeling like a prisoner in your own home? You know, at the crib, you supposed to have privacy. You ever have to go outside to talk in your own crib? Not necessarily because you're talking about somebody in your crib, but because somebody will take all the information that you are given in the crib, and you know they like the law. Everything you say can and will be used against you and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know these things can make you into a different kind of person. And I don't mean that in no nice way. These things can make you into a different kind of person. JJ says, you used to run, but I've done breathing exercises for 40 years. And martial arts training. Martial arts is breathing. And martial arts breathing is everything. It sure is. Key up, baby. Ha! Yeah. Key. That's when someone has to go. Don't care if it's me or them, but someone is leaving. Yeah, I feel you. All day, every day. I get it. Brown, I says, yes. I went to work for peace. Home was hell for a period. Took the long way. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. That's you get everything out of there, son?
Yes, I did, man.
All right. Make sure
That's why,
make
that's
sure
why I
them.
only got 25. That's why I only got 25 seconds.
All right, make sure that in the back they respect this. You know what I mean? But yeah. Then that was off topic, but like when you start talking about things that come back to bite you in the ass, yeah, helping somebody who doesn't deserve help or that will desecrate the help that you gave them. Yeah, it's a bite in the ass, and it's a life changer, an attitude changer, a way differentiator. And sometimes these kinds of experiences take you to the point of no return. Like, you know what? I'm not fucking with that no more. And that's, you don't want to be that way, but sometimes people they leave you no choice. They leave you no choice. Man, but yeah, other ways that you can help people and it can come back to bite you in the ass is you have to watch your association with criminals. You gotta watch yourself. You gotta watch your association with criminals. We all have criminals for friends or our associations. Some of them we might come from a criminal family or a family that has criminals in it. Some of our friends, homeboys, homegirls, you know what I'm saying? Classmates and stuff like that. Doesn't mean that they're necessarily bad people. They people who did their thing in the streets or wherever. You know what I mean? And sometimes dealing with people like that, helping them out of a jam may get you into a jam. Like you may have narrowly escaped a case sometime your damn self. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's just like these Epstein files are fucking up so many people. It really is. It really is. These Epstein files are getting so many people because people thought they could get away with shit because they had money and access. And now that money and access is being called on the carpet and is biting people in the ass left and right.
Yep.
Trump bit in the ass. J.D. Vance, Harold Lutnick, Elon Musk, Bill Clinton. You know what I mean? The list, Jay-Z. I mean, the list is on and on and on and on. We don't even know what like not just half the names. We don't know what probably 1/4 of the names, 1/8, 1/16. Yeah, well, yeah. The money was supposed to be able to get you out of any situation, but the money is what got them into this situation. Funny how that works. That's yeah. It's coming to bite them in the ass, one by one, and they thought that they would keep it a partisan issue. That ain't gonna work. That's not gonna work. So
when you caught up, you caught up.
Yeah, man. Caught up, and there are a lot of different ways to be caught up, but they finding out a lot about this one. This ain't going the way a lot of people thought it was going to go. And once again, Trump called this into his space. Trying to get ahead of it, he thought he would be able to control it.
Mm-hmm.
Hold up. Steve Bannon. there was somebody else that was directly involved. Somebody in that cabinet.
What's his name? Letnick or something like that.
Harold Lutnick. But I already mentioned him. Yeah, it's all these motherfuckers said they didn't know the bull. They never. I'm like, yo, dude. Your associations will fuck you up, and they finding out the hard way. Hold on, man. This colon ream, Troy, you're gonna have to hold it down for a few seconds. You know what I mean? I will be back in a few seconds. Less than a minute.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? So, can anybody tell me, has a male or a female ever, did what they did that got you in a predicament like that? You know what I mean? Oh, I see. Okay, JJ. What's going on, JJ? This is Troy. What's going on, man? Brown eye. Yeah, it's amazing how anything can come and bite you. Even at work, it can come back and bite you in the ass. I remember training a person. My chef asked me to train a person. And after I finished training them and everything, I had put in for a position. And he wound up putting in a position and getting it. So I'm saying to myself, I trained him though. That's something right there. Is a life lesson, but it's also something that can bite you in the ass. What's going on, Cheryl? Miss Cheryl, how you doing? It's something that can really bite you in the ass too. When you're going above and beyond of what you're supposed to do, and then you're not reaping the rewards of something, which makes it feel like you just it bites you in the ass. I never forgot I was working at Acme Market. That's one of the stores. Well, you know how it is in the kitchen, JJ. You know how it is in the kitchen. Politics. But I never forgot I was working in Acme Markets. That's a market down here in Philly. For those, what's up, Crash? That's a market down here in Philly for those that don't live in, I guess, the tri-state area. And I was like the front door attendant, helping people put their bags in the car, doing the trash, keeping the front, getting the carts all the time, and I was doing all that. So one time, this guy, I was taking the carts putting the carts up and going inside with a trash bag, and I seen a guy take the juice. So, this is back in my skinny days. I ain't that big, but this is my skinny days. So during my skinny days, I was running, and you would know. Let me tell you something. I think that day when I chased him, I think I ran a 4.344 that day, because I was chasing this bull just out because of a juice. I was chasing him, but in my mind, if I catch him, I'm getting employee of the month. I caught this bull for that Swiss Miss iced tea. The cops brought him back to the store. Employee of the month came, and I ain't even get shit. That shit bit me in the ass, son. That's what I realized. That's what I was taught. Yo, Troy, we won't do that no more. Everything in this store has insurance on it. We're not chasing nobody no more.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's a learning experience.
Especially for a juice, though. Don't chase nobody down for no juice. You know what I mean? Like, look, you know what I mean?
4.344, bro.
Listen, I can see if it was like a leg of lamb or something. You know what I mean? Like, yo, they can survive a juice theft. You know what I'm saying? Like, they gonna be all right. Like,
I know the cops was like, this motherfucker, he got me doing paperwork over a juice.
a juice. A juice.
Boy.
Yeah.
That motherfucker. Hey, I know one thing. That football and basketball, working out at that time was a beautiful thing then. I could hold my breath about. I was holding. My cardio was up too, bro. Cardio was right there, bro.
Let me see. Wait. Wisdom in the chat was saying you should invite our regular speakers for one-on-one live guest session. It would be great to see their faces here. The thing is, y'all would have to live in the area. You know what I mean? Like this platform ain't big enough, to be flying nobody in. So
go right over there. Go to Frontier and your ticket will be right there for the 2-day visit. I'll put you up in a hotel.
Now, but what we could do, if some of y'all were with it, you can do a split screen on YouTube to whereas y'all could I could send you the link and you could appear on camera. That's a doable situation. But you have to understand this. Not everybody wants to be seen. Some people are more than comfortable where they are. You know what I'm saying? So but for those of y'all who wouldn't mind being on camera, let me know. Go to my email, sun752@aol.com. I would love for y'all to come on the show. And they would be able to see you. There's an option when I write up the show, there's an option for a split screen. So, we could do a guest per, you wouldn't have to do the whole show if you weren't comfortable with that. You could just do it like I'm gonna come on and be a guest for, 5-10 minutes, however whatever you think you could stand. But it is a possible thing.
Yeah, so let me ask you something. What's the name of that stuff you drink?
It's called colon ream.
They come back and bite you in the ass.
Well, I've been drinking a lot of water all day. I drink a lot of water. So, like my kidneys be like on reserve, like, yo, we gonna do this initial dump. You know what I'm saying? But we coming back in about an hour and a half, to holler at you.
After this, we're going to have a station identification.
I mean, especially since I'm drinking more because I drunk the colon ream and remember I drunk some more water.
Yeah, boy.
So
think about it. If you go get a colonoscopy, you cool. You ain't got to do nothing.
that's the idea behind it. It doesn't really work that way though. It's funny how your body works as far as hydration is concerned. Just because you drink a lot of water doesn't mean you're going to be hydrated. That's the stupidest thing. Yeah, but it's true. It's true because your body doesn't necessarily accept the hydration and the quality of the water can have an effect on whether it just runs right through your kidneys or not. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot to it. There's a lot to it.
Mm-hmm.
Alkaline water, baby. Get that Fiji. Oh, Fiji water is not even the most alkaline, but it just seems to work the best. It always wins. Yeah, man.
What's going on, T. Carey? Always right, never wrong.
Let me see.
Yeah,
Damn,
most
she
definitely,
came
man.
on late as hell. What up, T. Carey? Right, I didn't even see it. Like, woo.
Yeah, she just popped up. You know what I mean?
All right.
You know. That's what happened. That baby hugging you, boy. That baby, you must be out your mind. Lay your ass down. Go to sleep.
Wait a minute. JJ
That's
says,
what my baby do.
he said, I had an assistant manager when I was in corporate management. He called the 1-800 number to report report our DM for not doing his job. I told him not to report the guy because it would get straight to him. 15 minutes later, I had a conference call with the HR director and the DM, and was told to terminate him immediately for reporting the DM. I refused to fire him because that is a hostile workplace violation.
Yeah.
Hostile work environment. Jobs will get rid of you just for using that shit. They won't do it immediately.
Yeah.
They'll slow walk your ass.
Yeah, they said that they'll find ways of doing it. Like looking at the clock. If you're supposed to be there 3 o'clock, if you clock at 3:01, they got you.
Yeah.
Well, what about the 15-minute grace period? We don't have that here. Did you read the handbook?
All right, let's do these. Let's do the poll question. We got 30 votes. Which of these have the best chance of coming back to bite you in the ass? Snitching on someone. Now, it doesn't give me enough characters. What I wanted to say was snitching on someone and wind up telling on yourself. You know what I mean? But nonetheless, snitching on someone can shine this light on you. They find out that you snitched, it can come back to bite you in the ass. Yeah. Now, you known to not only that person, but to the whole hood for being a snitch. Hopefully you're not in jail, because then you won't be a snitch. You're a rat. And you know what they do to rats. But anyway.
I ain't trying to interrupt you. I came home and there was a damn video on YouTube, right? About a fatal shooting in my neighborhood years ago. 3 days before that, I had got shot. But then after that, this young boy that was almost like a nephew of mine had got shot and killed. And all these bulls years ago when this happened was like, nah, I ain't snitch. Well, that video bit them in the ass.
That's crazy as hell.
Bit them in the. This is almost what? Shit. Damn, almost 30 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Came back and not only horned them, but it bit the shit out their ass. I mean,
yeah. All right.
It don't have to be today or yesterday or a couple of weeks. It can be years when shit catch up to you.
All right, 40% said cheating or revenge cheating. Yeah. Both of them normally come back to bite you in the ass some kind of way.
Yeah.
Now I was surprised that only 3% said plagiarism or biting lyrics or jokes. Wow. So you figured you can get away with that, huh? I know you can't.
But
it don't mean that it didn't bite him in the ass. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, after a while, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you get to the point where motherfuckers won't want to say nothing or do nothing around you. All right, 33% said forgery, identity theft, and ATM scams. Boy, man, listen. Identity theft. Stealing somebody else's identity in order to get credit or something like that.
But I'll bite you as soon as the fans come knocking on your door.
Not just that, but because you're leaving a paper trail.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get away with that shit very long. You know what I mean? But you're gonna be thinking about that shit. And people who steal people's debit cards or whatever and use them at the ATM, like, yo, you being recorded.
Shit. Somebody stole my identity, brought me my card back and was like, yo, I just go a couple of hours ago. Y'all fucked up, man. Your identity fucked my identity up.
JJ said, I don't give a damn about jokes. Of course you don't. But in the comedy community where a bunch of comedians are doing their thing, yeah, joke stealing is more than frowned upon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just seen a comedian do a Lawrence Killebrew joke. So I know I'm talking about the one when he said what do you say about women would sit back. I'll tell you about it later. But it was funny as shit. I was like, damn, I know Lawrence Killebrew see that joke. Hopefully he ain't doing no comedy like that no more. But if he is, he can't use that joke no more.
Oh no, he's still doing his thing.
Yeah, I heard he was doing it in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm. He's still doing his thing.
But yeah, he can't use that joke no more. You know. Oh, when women go out and when women talk about dates they have, they sit back and say, you know, how much money he got, this, that, and other. And when men come home and they first thing the boy want to ask is, did you hit? yeah. Boy done that on YouTube the other night. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna do these birthday shout outs and get on up out of here. Troy, once again, I want to thank you for coming through, as always.
That's what we doing, bro.
We
support each other. Support each other, bro.
I got you. And I appreciate that. I do. I receive that.
Because I'm your fair weather friend. I'll be there till the end. Any kind of weather, time and time again.
That's actually my favorite song by the boy. It really is. It really is. That's my favorite song by it, especially the long version. That's my shit. I didn't really care for his, but that's actually my favorite song by Johnny Gill.
Yeah, that's the shit.
I used to have that shit on repeat. All right, Troy, man, I get up with you, man. Holla.
Blessings, everybody. Be safe, man. I'll talk to you.
Okay. All right. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious February 4th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They get number one out the box. Shirley Caesar. No, not Shirley Caesar, the gospel singer, but Shirley Caesar, the Musalima from Philly. And also Lindaya Wilford, Lakeisha Howard, Shine Light Love, Pweedy Shy Brian, Tamara Daniels, Byron Davison, Miss Kiva Monique, Monica Yaya Black, and last but not least, my man, comedian Pat Kelly. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious February 4th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, the rock out. Rock on and do the damn, rock out. Rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, yo, I made the money fast, but it came back to bite me in the ass. Yo, I was doing my thing in the class, but came back to bite me in the ass. Yo, I thought that I would do the things that would make me be a king, but I had to just swing another way. And I thought the right way was the wrong way. The wrong way was the right way. Hey, yo, you live and you learn, but it comes back to bite you in your ass when it's your turn. And you're going to get burned. But it's a lesson that you learned and you will never forget. You got to do what you got to do, whether you're on the right set. Yo, when times come and life starts lifing and your husband and wife and you try to surprise somebody who don't like to be surprised, you got a big black on your eyes because they reached out and touched something. And you was just really trying to reach out and love something. Love one another, sisters and brothers. You're good. It's just like the families up in the neighborhood, and I know that we gonna be all right as long as we keep our games like tight. But when you're trying to win, sometimes you gotta run it back, rewind it and spin, begin it again. Yo, do it over and over, rehearse it like it's time for you to get older. And yo, it's just like the dust upon your shoulder, and it's coming down and squishing you like a boulder. That's going down like an avalanche, and you just got beat like a switch on the branch. No, let me stop playing with you. Anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about when I talk about something coming back to bite you in the ass. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death, resuscitate y'all, I love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow night, 2 a.m. in the morning. Y'all know how we do. Y'all know how we do because you know how we just did. Pittsburgh gentleman PA says, why do we give prisoners food, water, and shelter, but nothing to the homeless? Well, you know, I hate to say this, but you if you really want the truth, we make money off of prisoners, and homeless people take money. Nobody makes money off of the homeless. People are in jail because of a lot of people. Most of the people are in prison because of the choices that they've made. Most people are homeless because of mental illness. And that's just a fact. If you really think about what it takes to live out there on the streets, in the cold, in the heat, in the elements, the rain, the snow, and all of that, something has to be missing up here for you to do that and not even try to live in your own place. And going deeper than that, in the 80s, our illustrious President Ronald Reagan dissipated all of the mental hospitals and opted towards medication for the mentally ill, and then the homeless situation started to increase more and more. But you'd be hard pressed to find a whole lot of homeless people out there on the streets that don't have mental illness. You'd be hard pressed. So with that being said, there are people who feed the homeless, but you'll never be able to feed them all, and you'll never be able to house them all. And I know this for a fact. When I worked at the convention center, we actually had a movement. We got funding to give them all a place to stay. And we had protesters out there saying that we were infringing on their freedom. They have a right to be homeless. If I'm lying, I'm dying. Cross my heart. That's on my deceased father. They were protesting out there, mad at us. Because they said we weren't really trying to help them. We were just trying to get them get them off of our sidewalk so our patrons could come into the building. I'm like, so it can't serve a dual purpose? Matter of perspective, baby. Matter of perspective. And we make a lot of money off of the prisoners, not just from the getting cheap labor, but also from funding from privatized prisons and state prisons. All right, yo, I want y'all to have a great night, rest of the night or rest of the day. It's either time to go to work or time to go to bed. I'm going to bed. All right, y'all. Have a good night. I'll holler back. Hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel. Holla!